In this example, we're showing a graph of a function h right here in the blue line, and they want us to find h of 1 and find one value of x for which h of x is equal to 0. So one thing I do, and I recommend, is to recognize or to organize this, is I would put this on the side. H of x equals y. So in function notation, this right here would be my input. This answer here is the output. So your job is to figure out the input. Like if you're given the input, they want to know what's the output. Or if you're given the output, what's the input. So let's take a look at how to do that. So going back to this formatting, h of x equals y. So notice for this one, h of 1, the 1 represents the x, and you can see we need to find the y value. So you need to know which one is x, which one is y, and on the graph, notice this is my x-axis here, the horizontal line, and this vertical line is the y-axis. You can see the labels there. You can see x, and then you can see y. Since we're given x, we're going to go to the x-axis at the number 1. The x-axis is here, so I go to the 1, which is right here. Notice the x-axis moves this way, right? So I go to the right one, and to get the y value from this point, I have to go either up or down to get to my line. So in this case, I have to go down, and I end up on the line at this point here. What's the location of that point? That's the location, right 1, down 1. So 1, negative 1. My x value here is 1. My y value is negative 1. So the answer for h of 1 is equal to negative 1. Another way to think about it is if I have to go here, right, to x is 1, I have to go down 1 to get to this point. And I just asked myself, what is the y value at this point? The y value is here, negative 1. The other one we have to find is h of x equal to 0. So I'm going to write that down underneath here. And you don't have to always write it down like this, but in the beginning, if you're first learning it, I think it's very helpful. Eventually, you won't need to write this out. So here we are given the output y, and we need to find the input x. So in this case, since I have the y value 0, I'm going to go to my y value of 0, which you can see is actually right here. Notice y moves this way. So to get the x value, I'm going to move the other direction. So from here, y is 0. I'm going to go over here to get to my line. And then you can see I end up at the point x equal to 2. So my x value there is 2. So h of 2 is equal to 0. And another way to think about this too is this. This is your x value and this is your y value. So the point 2, 0 will satisfy this relation here, right? This is the location 2, 0. And you can see that when, again, we were trying to find the input when we were given the output. So when the output is 0, it's when the x value is 2.